Hey guys, let's talk about modern comic books, and in that regard let's talk about what is being called Comicsgate. It's a word that's being used to describe the fact that you have at Marvel Comics and DC hidden agendas, or not so hidden, political agendas, identity politics, and basically what has happened is, this is how I view it, okay? Comic books used to be, when we were growing up, about being this community that was pretty much insulated from the real world, but the comics wanted respectability in terms of the mainstream. For decades, comics were always seen as pretty much lowbrow, disrespected, and not accepted in the general public, at least not in any endearing light. It was always just a feeling of being looked down upon, right? And we have finally achieved, as comic book fans, mainstream success. It finally happened, and why it happened was because of the superhero movies, the past decade plus, really getting popular as a genre. I mean, most of these superhero movies easily make over $500 million, and most movies don't even come close to that on a yearly basis. And it just really, the culture of the superhero movies, consistently every year movies, it's what really got the mainstream, in my opinion, the mainstream attention and respect of the general public, you know, or as some people are calling it, normies, you know, outside of comic books. So, well, we finally achieved that mainstream public approval. The cost of it, I see, is what happened is the spotlight suddenly went on comic books. You know, they got noticed. And when they got noticed is when they got infiltrated. And what this infiltration is a bunch of outsiders who didn't grow up on the stuff, don't know the stuff, much less respect the stuff, putting these, you could call it social justice warrior, SJW, putting these social issues, these gender politics, these topics into the books. And what it's about is just pushing an agenda. And as someone said, you know, a lot of these communist, socialist things is they like to take what you enjoy and to take the enjoyment out of it. And it's so true. It's like, you know, I think what the word is, when they say, quote unquote, represent, run for the hills. Because when they say represent, what that really means is they're gonna change your culture, push an agenda, whether you like it or not, and that's what it means. So when you hear that word, watch out, because things are gonna change. So when they say that word represent, that's the word to look out for. And they have changed the culture. They utterly have. And why the fan base has left, you know. They are pushing these issues that, as someone had mentioned, you know, we like comic books or our movies or superhero movies or things like this or wrestling to escape the real world. You want the real world problems, you want the real world issues, just turn on the TV, watch the news, read the newspaper, read magazines or topics devoted to that. We have enough of the real world. Just go outside. Okay? We have enough of the real world problems. And we want our fiction, especially this being comic books, we want it to escape our problems. You know, we don't want to be reminded every day, wherever we turn, comic books, movies, wrestling, wherever we go, we don't want to be reminded, oh, that everything that socially, it has to be in your face again and again. And the truth is, you know, comic books are enjoyment, because why did you keep buying it? But if you're not enjoying it anymore, and how can you, with all these social topics being shoved in there, how can you enjoy it? No wonder why readers are leaving. It's another factor, you know? And to be buying a comic book for $3.99 or more, to be preached to be ham-fisted about what you should accept or like, it's get real, you know? And, you know, as I was thinking about it, you know, primarily, let's be honest, superhero comic books appeal to boys and men. It's not a topic that has a large demographic fan base for women. It's just the truth. Just like Barbie. Barbie is a women's topic. Is Barbie pushed to men? No. Could men get some? Yeah. But it's not really a man topic, Barbie. You know, where's the representation there, right? They should have more than just Ken. But, so, you know, there are lines, things that appeal to one gender and things that appeal to another gender. And that's okay. Or you could appeal to both. But in this case, like Barbie, that's a girl's thing. And that's okay. And superhero comic books are primarily a boy's thing. Are girls there? Are women buying it? Yeah. But is it the huge demographic fan base that for decades has been about, you know, women buyers in large demographics? No, it's a man thing. And so instead of respecting or appealing to that culture, they're totally converting it, totally changing it. And then when all these women books fail, or the comic fans complain that we don't like what you're doing to the companies, the editors and the company representatives insult the fan base, make fun of the fan base, right? Disrespect the fan base. And then they wonder why the fans turn on them more, don't want to buy the books. It's like, hey, fans are letting you know what they think. You're insulting them. And then you expect them to continue to buy? You know, this whole modern comic books is, for Marvel and DC, they are in a lot of trouble because they have these people that they hired pushing these agendas, identity politics, social politics, and not letting you have the escapism that you wanted. You know, putting everyday issues back into the comic books in your face when you just want to escape it, when you have enough problems in the real world and you don't need this, you know? So that's how I view it, and that's why comic books are on a downhill currently, you know? And who knows what the future holds, but it doesn't look good for the companies. And the best way to speak up is not to buy the current books, because they're pretty much unbuyable. And subpar art, which surprises me. There's not many great artists at Marvel or DC that's making standout stuff. And definitely subpar writing, a lot of stuff. So that's it. That's my thoughts about this whole Comicsgate stuff. Let me know what you think. Subscribe, hit the notification button, and talk to you later.